mix with myself, Trickstar, alongside host Bklava.
Oh yes, I am the special one. At the day of my birth, it was a big bang.
Good morning, my friends. It is Fresh Fridays. Hope everyone's feeling okay. Kick it off with this one. Loot and Fire with Harvest Time.
Yes, I am blessed. Get and see just sun and the moon shine for me embrace. Yes, I'm so blessed. Everything green and fresh. You will never see me pick me them a stress. Man, I'm so blessed. Before you never take a check, you know see say me well set. Yes, I'm so blessed. Give thanks to my mother we carry me 9 months on her breast. When blessing come great or small, Rasta man I give thanks for them all.
How are we feeling this morning, my friends? Brekky In The Cave. It's Fresh Fridays here on Cubcam TV and, of course, Trickstar Radio. It's going to be a good day. I've got that feeling.
Yes, I am blessed. Give thanks, you just sun and the moon shine for me and praise. Yes, I'm so blessed. Everything green and fresh. You will never see me pick me them a stress. Man, I'm so blessed. Before you never take a check, you know see say me well set. Yes, I'm so blessed. Give thanks to my mother we carry me 9 months on her breast. After talking to this me know from me and you. Tell them he's off with the cheap talk. That is my refuge. When me I give the praise, them say it sweeter feel us. The devil take them over, them say easier feel us. Them tell me say we so true, we not do it in a rush. And when the blessings start to flow, them vex and get jealous. Oh, me continue to be conscious. None of them can come treat I unjust. And know me feel blessed. Get thanks, it's just sun and the moon shine for me embrace. Yes, I'm so blessed. Everything green and fresh. You will never see me pick me them a stress. Man, I'm so blessed. Before you never take a check, you know see say me well set. Yes, I'm so blessed. Give thanks to my mother we carry me 9 months on her breast.
There we go, my friends. We're inside the building. It's Brekky In The Cave. Thank you for joining us this morning. What a show we have got on the way for you guys. What a show it's going to be. Thank you to everyone locking in nice and early, be it via the podcast system, be it via Trickstar Radio on the DAB, be it via the YouTube channel, or be it via any other platform you find ourselves on. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the support on the channel. Of course, we hit 600 subs yesterday, people. We hit 600 subs. We are there. We're now up to 610, I believe, or 612. So I want to say a massive thank you to all involved. Thank you very much. Thank you. But yeah, fabulous times. We've now hit 600. That is 120 subscribers in 10 days. So a massive thank you to everyone who has helped out the cause. We're growing. We're not going anywhere. We are here to stay on this YouTube lark. There's loads of new reaction videos up on the channel now as well. So after this show, if you want to stick around for the entirety, we are in the building till 12 today, as it is Fresh Fridays as a special treat. Do go and check out the rest of the channel. There's loads of stuff on there. New listeners, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button as well. It does make a huge difference when we get subscribers join directly from the shows. It pushes the shows even further. There you go. There's the button you can press. So what have we got on the way today? It's going to be an absolutely fire show, man. I am buzzing for it. I'm buzzing. It's a conversation I've been looking forward to having for a while. It was one we actually had locked in a few months ago, and then obviously during the COVID situation, everything decided to switch around and completely play with the plans. But we're very happy to have it. Bklava is in the building. I'm going to be so happy. Looking forward to this one very, very much. It's a conversation I'm really looking forward to having. Obviously, Brighton-based artists do take a bit of a priority on my show. It's something that I'm very proud to say. I love supporting Brighton-based musicians and artists and all kinds, you know. That's from designers all the way through to musicians, and I love every second of it. I love putting my city on more than anything else in the world. And there we go. It's going to be a very enjoyable interview more than anything else. Obviously, Bklava is smashing it to pieces right about now. When it comes to charting, when it comes to getting stuff into Spotify playlists, when it comes to making bangers, just everything. It's just a stream of good looks the entire way through, and it's been wicked to watch from the sidelines, I've got to say. So yeah, we're going to be talking to Bklava about everything she's got going on. Of course, Duke Sky joins me as well. He's going to be on the phone with me from around 20 past, something like that sort of time period there. It's going to be a very enjoyable chat. We've got loads of stuff to talk about. We're talking VAR, we're talking new music, we're talking loads of bits, to be honest with you. One bit of news I do want to kick off the show with, however. Sanksa Obviously, a place a restaurant we've had on the show. It's people I've done Instagram lives with. I'm a big fan of their food and the way they've handled themselves during lockdown. They have a 60% sale going on today. So that's all of today for the entirety of the time that they are open. They are going to be putting their food out at 60% off the normal price. Now, I'm buzzing. I'm going to be getting some food from there a little bit later on. But yeah, obviously they're into their new premises now, which is very, very sick indeed. They are at the Montpellier Inn. That is 7 till 8 to 8 Montpellier Place. And on a Friday evening, they're open from 12 all the way through till midnight. So that means they are open from the second this show finishes. Make sure, if you're looking for a bit of grub today, you go and grab it from Sanksa, because it's 60% off and it's banging. Korean wings. Love it. Love every second of it. So there we go. We've got loads of bits to talk about as well. Apart from that, it's going to be a very, very enjoyable a very enjoyable show, man. There's loads of stuff to discuss. Of course, we also have Fresh Fridays on the way, which is a big part of this Friday period now as well. As you can see, we've got some bangers to review today. Look at that. We've got new ones from Jules, new Crazy Titch. Crazy Titch has a new one out. Do you know how mad that is? We've got new Ayama as well, new Showerman, new Double S and Sticky, obviously champion on the co-production of that one. Juma and Fork and Knife have a new one that's out today on Cocobolo Sound. New Millions. There is actually a watch along to that, a reaction video, to that on the channel, which you can check out. It was a very good tune, got to say, very cool tune. Brucey and Charlie P have a new D&B roller out called Cardio. There's also new 96 Honcho and Danny Asadi with Gangster, and Gets with Mozambique, one of the strongest tunes of the year in my humble opinion. Ridiculous tune, just pure ridiculousness. We're going to be getting into all of those a little bit later on. We've got bangers to play, we've got news to discuss, so why would you go anywhere else for your morning top up of fun and good vibes, eh? Why would you go anywhere else? A quick few words from our socials and sponsors. Let's get into these before we get into the rest of the show. Socials, you can catch me on everything. That is Instagram, Facebook, alongside Twitter, and of course SoundCloud as well. All of these you can get me at KXVU. Yeah, add me on socials. They're all shooting up at the minute. It's fabulous. They're shooting up quicker than this channel, which is mad. As well as that, if you are watching via the YouTube channel, you can check us out via the podcast as well, which is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. We cut the music out, and it's just a nice hour, usually, of long-form conversation, looking at news, looking at artist interviews as well. As well as that, a quick word from our sponsors, Sharpen Digital. They help this channel out a lot with SEO and getting the reach out there. As you can see, the alternative to hiring social media managers. I know the people that run it very well, would recommend highly. Official sponsors of Brekky In The Cave. And there we go. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We're going to jump into the first banger of the day. Now, we've been running this one all week. This one goes by the name of Real Reggae Music, and yeah, it's going to be a good one with this one coming from XL Mad. Out to everyone locking in nice and early. It's been a very enjoyable start to the show. Something's a little bit up with my voice, though. I'm going to have to glug a load of water and drink some more of my tea before we crack on. But there we go, people. It's Fresh Fridays. Don't go anywhere.
Reggae music all night, all day, yeah. Reggae music all night, just real reggae music all night, all day, yeah. Dance all of the set, I feel place up the chalwa on the sound system, yeah. Unity we want in on the dance, we are blessed by the most high. We no fear system, Babylon a fall like rain, yeah. Them a want your sword, them a get in on your head. Chemicals in the ground, in the air. Babylon every time I want to trick way. Judge a bless to get to you to want to set free. The most of them will never understand way. You never have to work Sunday to Sunday. Get to you to rise, you have to make it. The cage in your head, you have to break it. All of them a try to hide them head, but them can't fly away. Crew in the dance, 1 time, 2 time, 4 fights, been fine. Sizzler, push you man a combine. Gangster and gangster time. Dub plate special like a thunderball. We play mini man, Burro Bantanan, busy signal. Super cat, warehouse, and the big cable ton. Big up yellow man, Mikey Dread and Papa San. All of them are set the way, so them youth can make a plan. You underground, massive alliance. Stepping out of Babylon like pro lion. Yes, we step on, running out fast at them Babylon at the van. We can't stand one more second. New underground, massive alliance. Stepping out of Babylon like pro lion. Yes, we step on, running out fast at them Babylon at the van. We can't stand one more second.
There we go. Sounds of XL Mad on that one with real reggae music. How are we doing this morning, my friends? We are live on Brekky In The Cave. It is Fresh Fridays, and boy, do we have a good show on the way for you. So what I want to do here is do something a little bit different because it's Friday. We're obviously very much into we're over halfway through the year now. So I want to kind of look through and do a few kind of reviews and look through a kind of a bit of a roundup of what's going on here in the UK, because we now have the official top 20 biggest albums of 2020 so far to run through. So we're going to run through these quickly. We've got BTS, Map of the Soul, in 20th, Dua Lipa with Dua Lipa in 19th, Tom Walker with What a Time to Be Alive in 18th, we've got Mabel with High Expectations in 17th, Billie Eilish with Don't Smile at Me in 16th, After Hours by The Weeknd is only in 15th, that's madness to me, Fleetwood Mac with 50 Years Don't Stop in 14th, Lady Gaga with Chromatica in 13th, Ed Sheeran with Divide in 12th, Post Malone with Hollywood's Bleeding in 11th, Big Conspiracy by J Hus in 10th, I would have thought that would have been higher, Queen with Greatest Hits, they're always going to be near the top, aren't they? In 9th, Elton John with Diamonds, with 5 weeks at the top as the peak. That's an absolute madness. As well as that, you've then got Dua Lipa in 7th with Future Nostalgia, Eminem with Music to Be Murdered By in 6th, Ed Sheeran, number 6 collaborations in 5th, Harry Styles 4 with Fine Line, Billie Eilish, Where Do We Go, We All Fall Asleep by Billie Eilish, that's in 3rd, Stormzy, Heavy as the Head is in 2nd, and then Lewis Capaldi with Divinely Uninspired to a Hellish Extent is in 1st. They are the top 20 biggest albums so far. If we're looking at streamed, it's pretty much the same. There's a couple of them that shift around in positions or whatever, but overall the list is pretty much the same people. So there we go. It should be. It's interesting, isn't it? Because none of those albums that I see there, I go, oh yeah. I mean, the Stormzy one, obviously, and obviously the Ed Sheeran one, but they're from last year. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit odd, isn't it? It's a little bit odd that we haven't had a Big Conspiracy came out this year. That's why I thought that would be a bit higher. But by the looks of things, they're not interested. But there we go. Interesting stuff. Let's crack on then and play another banger for you, good people. This one coming from Beanie Man. We're on a reggae vibe this morning, and that's how we're keeping it until we jump into this conversation with the wonderful Bklava. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. Brekky In The Cave.
Yeah. Prince can use your thing called Zungo Zungo Zeng. Yeah. Sing by King Yellow Man. Now sing by King Baby Man. Do it, yeah. Sang dang digga digga dang 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 dang. Now one a name Zungo 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 Zeng. Yeah. Zungo 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 Zeng. Yeah. Zungo Zungo Zeng. Yeah. Zungo Zungo Zeng. Mr. Pouch in my shirt and trousers, and watch my girl them not them blouse and skirts. Man to woman to jaja that pleases. Me use my condom, me no want no diseases. When Mr. Pouch in the street, me expensive. All of my family them real, no insist. Tell mama me we take care of the expenses. Give Selassie I the praises. Yeah, I make all of the ladies. Yeah, for bring all of the babies. You see, so Zungo Zungo Zeng. Yeah, Zungo Zungo Zeng. Yeah, Zungo Zeng.
Sounds a Beanie Man on this one. Zungo Zeng. Gonna get on the phone with Juki in just a second.
And if you get a ticket, then you're gone on a trip. And if you get a rhythm, you fit DJ lyrics. Now watch where them a say. Now watch the critics. And when me put on me boots, yeah, ball a go kick. And if a drama you want, tune into Netflix. Miss a flu and miss a genge, me no need fix. Just send with a girl, like give me a proper fix. Don't tell them, fool them, no bad like a this. A yellow man first sing this. Oh, we go again. Zongo 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 Zeng. Yeah. 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 Bend your back and wine a joy. This a big man, this a no boy. This make you vibrate, this a no tie. This make you fat up like a Las Colasai. Girl, you ready for the baby boy. Girl, you a fi me hell enough try. The neighbor see her on the wall a climb. The nosy neighbor him nearly blind. So him run go call 119. So it's a lucky thing we done on time. And I say, zongo zong zogo zongo zeng, yeah. 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 Sang digga digga ding dong digga digga dang dong digga digga ding. Brr bang stang daga digga digga ding dong digga digga dang 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 dong dong digga digga daga digga digga daga digga digga daga digga digga dang digga digga brr bang stang bang digga 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 ding. Hey, zongo zong zogo zongo zeng, yeah. 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 Zongo zong zogo zongo.
Right then, friends, we're back inside the building. Out to Classics UK in the chat saying the Locked On crew. Good to see you, brother. How are you doing this morning? Man like Duke's Guy joins me. Are you good, brother?
Hey, yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you, mate. Fresh on this Friday morning. How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. I've got the headband on. The hair isn't going in the eyes. That's something I found. The longer my hair gets, it just goes in my eyes and it aggravates me beyond belief.
How long are you planning on it going?
I don't know. I might grow it out properly, and get the whole thing dyed. I don't know. I really do not know at the moment. I am that...
So you'd be like Cub/Tarzan.
Yeah.
Long.
I'll go for the mane, baby. I'm going for the mane. But yeah, man. How's your week been? Lots has been happening.
Yeah. No, it's been, well, it's sort of the first week when stuff sort of started to feel like we're on the road to return to some sort of normalcy. But no, I've been holding down well. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Really, really good, actually. Staying busy more than anything else. Getting involved, obviously, with the YouTube as much as possible, which is growing nicely. We hit 600 yesterday, so boom, boom, boom.
Jeez.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, just doing little bits, obviously prepping to get back into the Trickstar studio, just doing a few, getting some playlisting stuff ready, working on a few video ideas as well. And yeah, just staying busy more than anything else, man. I had a FIFA career mode, which I've now given up on because I just got too bored. But yeah, apart from that, all good.
What bored you about it?
I got so bored that I bought Ronaldo and Messi.
Oh. Yeah, that happened. That
level of bored. Everyone in my team's 90 plus. It just got boring, right? I played on Legendary. It just got boring. That's
you need to do it miles and take Macclesfield Town to European glory.
Yeah, no, I ain't got time for that. That's I used to have a career mode with Brighton when they were in the Championship. That was fun. When they're in the Prem, you just have no chance on Legendary because everyone's just so much better than you. But if you start in the Championship, everyone's kind of level with you, so you can get your players working. You can win a couple of competitions, maybe.
Build up,
and you get a bit of dosh, and then you can get some decent players in. But if you start in the Prem now with a team that's like bottom half, no way, Jimmy, no way.
Well, you're much happier about the real life Premier League, I'm sure.
Yes. So let's talk football briefly. VAR. Let's touch on it. It's not the tech, is it? It's just the people.
Well, I think you're always going to have some sort of human intervention at some point. We're not at the stage where we can solely rely on machines for our decisions. But yeah, do you know what? English referees have always been, they've been much maligned for many, many years, and I think we're starting to sort of realise it now with VAR, because the mistakes sort of come and go with pre-VAR. You don't really, they'll highlight it on Match of the Day or whatever, but you don't really dwell on it too much. Whereas this is we've got it there in a freeze frame, and you're wrong. So
yeah.
So
yeah, it's a difficult one because obviously we saw 3 decisions yesterday that realistically have now been said they should have been overturned. What's it going to take, do you think, for VAR to actually start overturning their mates?
FIFA to send in some proper referees from abroad.
You reckon?
No, I think, well, you have to look at it and see, like Arsene Wenger always said, there's a reason English referees don't get picked for World Cups. I think we've had one in the past 4 or 5 World Cups. Yeah,
that's true.
So I think you have to look at it and you have to wonder what's going wrong, and I think the English are very good at pointing the finger, not so good at taking accountability. So maybe that's something that applies here.
Yeah, it's a good point, to be honest with you. I think it has been a while since... it's been a while since there's been any referees, a lot of English referees at World Cups, and I think more than anything else, when you look at it, the general decision making seems to be so inconsistent most of the time.
Yeah, and I think when you compare it to when you play European matches and stuff, you do actually notice a difference. And I think you just look at the state of some of our referees. You can see, you're like, what? Just looking at this guy, I don't trust him to make a good decision, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, there's been a few absolute howlers, and obviously the point of VAR was to kind of get rid of clear and obvious errors. But it seems as if anything, there are more clear and obvious errors coming through now.
Yeah, well, I think it's tough because a lot of it is subjective. Like there is some grey area. It's not black and white. I think that's why they introduced the handball rule to the extent that they did this season, where it's just if it touches your hand at all, it's a handball. It's just clearly is or clearly isn't.
Yeah.
And I think if you want consistency, that sort of absolute metric is how you're going to have to do it.
Definitely. I agree.
Because there's always going to be some level of subjectivity. I mean, you get that in rugby and every other sport where they have VAR. There's like, well, did it? So I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a learning process. It's still teething for now.
Definitely.
For sure.
So obviously the Arsenal result on Tuesday, was it? I believe it was.
Yeah. 1-1.
Up against Leicester. How did you think the game went?
Leicester. Best first half I've seen us play under Mikel Arteta, maybe with the exception of that first half against you lot in January, but that was sort of just more freak than anything else. I don't think that was as planned as this was. Just very, very encouraged, man. Anyone that can get a tune out of Kolasinac, Mustafi and David Luiz in a back three is getting my vote.
Definitely. Sure. Yeah, I mean, how do you think he's settling into it?
Who?
Is it Mikel? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we've been crying out for since Arsene left. It's just someone that actually knows the club, knows the club's philosophy, the club's values, and what we need to sort of present to incoming players and the academy players coming through in order to get that like showing on the pitch going forwards. And I think there's no better person at the moment. It's really interesting, man. Like, so I mean, with Arsenal, then, what do you think is the main thing that needs to be done? Where do you need to buy players? Like, what position? I'm not too sure at the moment because we're playing 3 at the back, but I don't think we're going to be doing that going forward. I think next year he's going to try to go for that 4-3-3, similar to Pep at City. But that being said, our midfield is a bit of a mess at the moment because we got. Without getting into too specifics, I could fully nerd out right now and go into like some tactical breakdowns, but I'll refrain. Basically, if we do get Thomas Partey, which is our number one target, or seemingly our number one target, then that's going to present more problems than it solves in terms of our midfield personnel, in my opinion. I think that's a piece of the puzzle rather than something that solves it. But midfield is definitely the immediate issue for sure.
Okay, cool. I mean, that is interesting to look at. I think because I was listening to something yesterday. You've got like 9 centre backs.
Yeah, but
none of them are good enough.
Yeah, only 3 or 4 that are fully fit, and only 2 or 3 that are actually any good.
Yeah.
So I think we've got the young French kid Willy Saliba coming in the summer. That's going to be good. But our fans seem to think he's going to be the Messiah. So let's hope that he doesn't have an awkward moment early on.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's carnage from then on in.
They're ruthless.
I mean, obviously, like the table is very much nearly shaped out now. You feel? I think it looks like Villa are likely to go down. Norwich are gone. Let's be real here. I think it is looking like Villa, Norwich and Bournemouth by the looks of things.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very tough for them now. I guess the only one maybe you would say is Watford, that they could slip back. That's only a 3-point gap, but. Yeah, with on a 4-point gap, I'm just looking at it now. It's going to be tough. I mean, West Ham and Watford are the only ones likely to slip back in. Brighton have got a nice 8-point gap, so
I think Brighton came out of the blocks running at the start of lockdown and then went, okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I think I was going to say, I think the only game where they haven't really showed up at all was the United game. Apart from that, they gave Liverpool a good game.
Yeah, no, gave Liverpool a really good game. That Trossard looked very lively, and obviously, beat Norwich, beat us. That's a huge 6 points for them. So, no, they've done well to escape safety. I think, it's more you're playing for pride at this point. I think North London pride's very important for us. Whoever wins on Sunday, I think, will end up finishing above the other. Yeah,
there we go. Okay, well, interesting then. I mean, obviously, we saw the United game as well yesterday. Obviously, and this is why the VAR chat came in to begin with. I mean, it's never a penalty, but to be honest with you, Mason Greenwood, man. Mason Greenwood.
Yeah. No, that is... he's left...
He genuinely does not have a weaker foot.
As well, right?
He genuinely does not have a weaker foot.
Yeah, it's weird, man, because I just see him blasting it with either one. So, no, he's a real talent. He's a star boy that you need to nurture. Yeah. Does it present a problem with the Sancho situation?
No, I don't think it does at all, man, because if you look at... having a set front three is all good, but I don't think Greenwood is at a point where he can do that for an entire season. I actually think the best thing to do is to have him and Martial rotating on quite a regular basis. The thing is, when you look at United's front three now, it is very rotational. Rashford pops up on both sides. Martial pops up on both sides. A lot of the time over on the left-hand side. Greenwood is often in the middle. So I think what it's more working as a front three that interchange, kind of similar to like a Liverpool front three in the way that they will all kind of cross over each other and get involved in different places. Like they have their sets, but they will all move. And I think with that level, you're likely to get an injury at some point. And if you only have, I've always said, if you only have a first team, you're never going to win. And I think Sancho is the piece of the puzzle that means we have another option. Which I think having that other option is going to be one of the most important things to actually challenge. Because the thing is, we've got a first team now that's great. It's one of the best first teams in Europe, clearly by the run we're on. However, as soon as one player goes off in that first team, the dip is very, very obvious. We haven't scored a goal after a substitution's been made since after lockdown.
Oh, really?
It's that obvious, like in intensity and consistency. It's like that clear.
Yeah, well, I think there was some talk of Adama, like that might be a good place to go down, because he's the type that will just come on and wreak havoc. Yeah, but that's sort of what you got Daniel James for as well, no?
Yeah, but I mean that's no.
You think he's off?
No, he's not. He's not off, but he's gonna be a he's almost like a Jesper Blomqvist who isn't a Jesper Blomqvist yet.
Yeah. But he's 22, he needs to play, really.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, I don't think he was ready for the Premiership when he joined. He was definitely not ready for the amount of games he's played.
It was a weird signing.
Whenever he comes on, he does not look like he's going to influence a game. It's whatever. But anyway, we've run out of time on our football chat, so we'll continue this on the next episode of Between the Posts when it pops up. So we are going to get into a tune, and then we're going to jump on the line with Bklava. I'm excited for this one.
Woo! Yeah, me too. Let's get into it.
Should be a good one. Right then, this one coming from Ronay. This one going by the name of Green Light. Don't go anywhere, my friends. Keep it locked. It's Brekky In The Cave.
Girl, I really wanna know how you get your jeans tight up. I really wanna know, and I'm guessing when you're calling me, you wanted me to pull up. Coming straight to your door, so it's like red light, green light, go. When you're ready to give it up, so it's like red light, green light, go. Baby, just say you know what's up. Girl, I really wanna know how you get your jeans tight up. I really wanna know, and I'm guessing when you're calling me, you wanted me to pull up. Coming straight to your door, so it's like red light, green light, go. When you're ready to give it up, so it's like red light, green light, go. Baby, just say you know what's up. Take it slow, no need to rush. I can make you feel it, make you blush. I'm so tempted to touch. Just know I got you, and you got the juice. We've been on the move, just know I got you, I only want you. I've been on the block, see me getting wild. We can do what you really wanna do. Never mind your words on my mind. Them other guys just make you blind. Minimize all them thoughts inside. Take your time to realize. Close your eyes, just come for the ride. Do you feel the energy come alive? We can chill all the way to July. The green light comes alive in the night. Girl, I really wanna know how you get your jeans tied it up. I really wanna know, and I'm guessing when you're calling me, you're wanting me to pull up.
Right then, my friends, we are back here on Cupcam TV / Trickstar Radio / the podcast / wherever you want to be listening in from. It's Brekky in the Cave, myself and Duke's Guy in the hot seat, and we've got our first guest of the day on the line. Bklava joins us. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. We're good. We've been looking forward to this one. Obviously, we've been smashing out Bklava tunes on the show for as long as I can remember at this point.
True.
It's been really, really cool to see and obviously get this interview together. I mean, the first question I'm kind of asking a lot of people at this point is like, how's your lockdown been?
It's been weird. I guess the same for everybody. At the beginning, I was so productive, and then I kind of just went through a bit of a creative block, and then like came out the other end of that, and now I'm feeling like more creative than ever. So it's kind of been a bit of a mix. But it's actually been all right for me. Lots of ups and downs, but I've still been able to create more. So it's been good. I can't complain.
Yeah, that's
time
fair.
to get creative.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing. And again, I've said this pretty much 4 shows in a row now. But I'm finding that every person has this kind of thing of it's a combination of losing the inspiration of doing things on a day-to-day basis, but also having all the extra spare time to kind of channel the influence that isn't there. So it's quite interesting with everything. Okay, cool. Let's kind of go back to the beginning with yourself then. Like, how long have you been doing? How long has Bklava been a thing, shall we say?
Well, I've been singing like all my life, DJing maybe the last 5 years. But oh my god, when did I even create Bklava? It probably would have been like 4 years ago. But I hadn't really thought about kind of mixing my vocals or my DJing together until maybe 3 years ago. And that was just like, I don't know why. I'd always kept them really separate, and it wasn't until I'd kind of like met my team and kind of like had like a bit of a brainstorm and was like, well, I do sing and I do DJ. Like, why can't I just put them together and see what happens? And it's been working out well for me. So. Yeah,
definitely. Definitely. I mean, with that, I remember coming to see. I think it was a show at Patterns. I can't remember who it was, but I remember coming to see you at Patterns and seeing that that combination of things happening live. Like, how was it the first time you did it? Because I can imagine that idea of kind of going, right, I'm going to sing on this set. That being quite like a thing of, okay, we've got to do it now. Yeah,
my first time actually was at Patterns. I think it was. It must have been 2 years ago now, and. It was cool because I didn't know how it was going to go down. I think I only sang like a couple songs live, but everyone in the crowd, I could tell, like, I'm really short as well, so you can't always see what I'm doing. And the people in the crowd were definitely like not really aware that I was singing, and it wasn't really until like halfway through where people were like tapping their mates' shoulders and being like, "Oh no, look!" And then when they started realizing, it was fun for me to like watch the crowd's reaction because it was like really delayed. But once they realized, they were like, "Oh, this is sick!" So it was like a really good like reception for sure.
Did you get a box to stand on in future so they can see you?
I always ask for one. You know, Ethan gets one every time. Whenever I feel like I'm being a princess, I'm like, well, EZ gets one.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, with that singing side of things, then, have you found yourself like naturally incorporating it more and more into the shows?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like now that I've got more singles on the Bklava, there's more I can do. But before, when I was experimenting, I was doing like I was like singing kind of covers over other songs that kind of work together. And I'm still trying to do that now. I'm trying to incorporate more of a full live set. And I think in lockdown that's kind of been a bit easier to kind of create. So I've actually like now got like a good like foundation and have a whole show where it's kind of really just me singing with me DJing. Because before it was kind of like more of like a here or there. I'd just like sing and then I'd like mix for maybe like 20 minutes to half an hour before I'd sing again.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like I want it to be like the whole thing, like a live show.
You've blended it together.
Yeah, and just
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean that's quite cool to hear, and I think the interesting thing about this is it seems like obviously the progression of going from that I'm going to almost kind of host myself by singing to it more being like a complete live performance with DJing and singing together. That transition seems to have taken place actually in the raves more than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. No,
okay,
it's
cool.
been good.
Yeah, it's been wicked to watch, and I think obviously with yourself, it's quite a unique position to kind of find yourself in. Do you ever kind of find yourself speaking to promoters, or obviously, or the team speaking to promoters, and them kind of describing it, and someone not really getting it?
There was one time. It was when I played at Mixed Garage for Keep Hush Kiwi Night. It was like last summer. No, not last summer. The summer before. I can't remember now. But I remember when I explained it to them, I don't think they really got it. They were just kind of like, oh, I guess if you can not sing, that'd be great. I think because they hadn't heard me, they might have just thought like I wasn't going to be very good. And I was like, no, trust me, this is what I do. Like, I promise it'll be all right. And they just definitely had no idea what I was on about. They just thought it was like a one-off thing. I was just going to like get on the mic just because I felt like it that day, and they weren't really sure what was going to happen. But I ended up just doing it anyway. And then they were like, oh, that's so sick. I was like, as I told you it would be.
There we go.
So far, that's like the only time it's ever been like a thing. I think most people are like a bit confused, but they're kind of just like, oh, that's cool, rather than being like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's always, this is the thing though, I think especially with dance music, I've always found that having that connection between DJ and essentially between sound and crowd, that having that voice in between, it's the humanizing element, which kind of that humanizing live element is often actually what brings that extra level of excitement to a crowd. So it must be quite a cool feeling to kind of now you know that you're in a position where you're going to be singing quite often, to know that you can literally control a crowd in like multiple different ways at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's another thing as well. Like, if you're singing like songs that people know, like before you, like as well as singing like your own songs, and like getting other people to like sing with you, that's cool as well. I've done that before. That's always like a good feeling.
Yeah, awesome, man. I mean, it's been sick to see, and obviously that we've been talking so far about mainly the sort of live side of things, and obviously that's kind of dissipated. I say kind of. there's no club nights on at the moment. But with that, obviously that's something we're going to get onto a little bit later on in regards to the future. But what I want to kind of talk about here is the run of music that has kind of come from yourself over the last, I'd say, sort of 9 months or so.
Prolific.
It's prolific is the perfect word, Juki. I mean, Juki, with yourself, like we've been seeing them pop up for a while, realistically.
I think, did it start at Got It Good, or was there one before?
It was Control, that was the first one.
Right, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because the timeline sort of blurred a little bit to me, but yeah, it has been one of the most consistent run of releases from artists that we play regularly. I think,
and I've been very lucky.
Lucky in what sense? Why'd you call it luck?
I don't know. I feel lucky that I can still like release music in lockdown and it still be doing well, I think.
Have you got a catalogue there, like unreleased bits to dig into?
Yeah, I do. I'm just like waiting for it all to come out. Yeah, I started shooting my first music video the other day as well. So yeah, there's new music coming out and a video.
Is that for an unreleased one, or is that for one that's out?
Yeah, unreleased.
There we go.
But it's it's coming soon.
Awesome.
Eyes peeled.
Lovely stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get into I feel one of the sort of most impactful garage tunes that we had on the show last year, which is Got It Good. We're going to get into this one now, run it for a minute or so, and then we're going to get back into the conversation, kind of talk about what's happening at the moment with you, Bklava. Don't go anywhere, my friends. We're live on Cubcan TV and Trickstar Radio. Of course, it's Brekky In The Cave.
Day and day. like you got burned too. Misconceptions got you coming on strong, and I know that it won't be long before you ask to lay with me, get sexual with me. But I got my plans for the night. I'm busy getting by on my own, and I'm feeling lonely. But at least I don't got you to hold me back. I'm fine on my own, and I'm alright with that. There's no point in lying. I'm so done with trying, and I can't deny I've got it good. I've got it, yeah. I've got it good, yeah. Oh, na na, oh yeah, na na, oh yeah. I can't deny I've got it good.
There we go, my friends. We're back inside the building. Just gone at 20 to 11 here on Cubcam TV and, of course, Trickstar Radio. It's Brekky In The Cave. It's Fresh Fridays, and we're having a wonderful chat with Bklava this morning. We're talking if EZ has a box, why can't we have a box? That's where we're at this morning, and I'm enjoying it very much so. So, let's kind of move things forward then. With yourself, like you mentioned there that you do have kind of like a catalogue of tunes that you're kind of sitting on. Like, how long has this kind of been building up now? Like, how long have you been quite regularly getting into the studio?
Well, before lockdown, I was going quite often. I mean, I'm based in Brighton at the moment, so I'm kind of like going back and forth from like London to Brighton to record. And yeah, in lockdown, I've just been recording from home in my little setup, but I've still been like turning over tunes that are yet to be released this year. And I'm actually going back to the studio physically. I've got two dates next week, so hopefully more creating to be done next week as well. So
non-stop.
Yeah, I write every day. I mean, like I write like lyrics every day, even if it's just like a little line, or I'll like sing a little like melody and into my phone recordings. And then like kind of like turn out the idea later on. So yeah, I've got loads of ideas, but like full songs, I've definitely got a lot more coming out soon, which I'm excited for.
Awesome, man.
So obviously, it's a high level of creative output. Do you find yourself like those creative juices flowing at all times? Because we've spoken to a few people and they were saying like certain times of the day or perhaps at night, but you seem, I don't think you could be confined to just one part of the day if you're churning out this much.
It's really varied for me. I think I definitely miss. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I hate public transport so much. But I actually miss it because it's a really good place for me to write. And every time I feel like sitting on a train, especially like if you're going from like Brighton to London, and it's like, I don't know, it takes like an hour and a half sometimes. Yeah. That's always a good time for me to just start writing. And I like to take my laptop with me, and I might like produce something as well on the way. So that's. Yeah, once I can start travelling again, start writing more again. So that's a good time for me.
When you're in amongst the world.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Awesome.
I can't pick and choose when it comes out.
No, you never can, unfortunately.
No.
So obviously, obviously there you've kind of spoken on kind of going to London to record. Like, is that likely to be the setup for the foreseeable? Obviously, going up to a studio there, or do you ever want to kind of switch it around so you're in so you're recording from home realistically?
Yeah, I mean, that I'm building towards like a home studio. My setup is like really, really basic and really small at the moment, but I'm hoping like within the next year I can have like a full setup and just be able to do my thing from home and collab from home as well. Yeah. I'm getting there, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. I mean, there's going to be no stopping you when you hit that point, because then there's not...
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to be relentless. I can't wait.
It's going to be an LP a month.
Okay, cool. Let's move forward then. We've got another couple of tunes to play before we do. Well, we've still got loads of time left, so we've got loads of stuff to discuss. But I want to hear some bangers today. That's what I'm in the mood for bangers. Yeah. So, right then, next on our list of tunes that we've got to play this morning goes by the name of Thinking of You. So talk to me about this tune.
Okay, I wrote this one last year. and it was like I write a lot of my songs about like relationships, people that I've met. So that one was kind of like me being like ready to like settle down, other person wasn't, and it kind of like inspired Thinking of You. So yeah, it came out from that really, and it's a big bop.
There we go. I mean, with the side of kind of inspiration side of things, do you like when you're kind of obviously taking, like, what would you say the thing you actually take in the most in regards to inspiration is? Would you say it's other people's music? Would you say it's kind of like live experiences? Like, what would you say the thing that inspires you the most is?
Public transport.
Public transport. That's a good question, but I listen to a lot of different styles of music, so I couldn't say what actually specifically inspires me, but I think I would say like a lot of different people inspire me. I think people in my life inspire me. A lot of my friends around me who are like really productive and really creative kind of like push me to sort of be the same. So I think I'm always like trying to channel being creative, and I'm always like really reflective on like experiences that have happened in my life. So yeah, I think it kind of like just comes from that really. I'm kind of like inspired by like real people and events and things that have happened to me or other people as well.
Okay, cool. Right then, we're going to get into this one. It's just gone, it's just gone 1:45, so we're going to get into this now. Bklava with Thinking of You. Don't go anywhere, my friends. We are live on Brekky In The Cave and Trickstar Radio.
Abide our time and give into the night. Tell me, do we really have it all? Or did we lose our way? Can't resist you even though it's wrong. Got me feeling a certain way. So tell me, do we really have it all? Or did we lose our way? Can't resist you even though it's wrong. Got me feeling a certain way. Thinking of you. I'll be thinking of you. Thinking of you. Oh, I'll be thinking of you. Don't stray so far when I get too close. I'm so scared of keeping distance when I need you the most. So don't try and fight it, lose sight of me. I refuse to leave so easily. Caught in your light, stayed up all night, thinking of you. I'll be thinking of you. Thinking of you. I'll be thinking of you. Thinking of you. Oh, I'll be thinking of you.
Right then, my friends, we're back inside the building. It's Brekky In The Cave. Out to everyone locking in this morning via whatever platform you are locking in via, be it DAB, be it the podcast, be it this show here on YouTube. It's lovely stuff. So we've got Bklava in the building. We're having a wonderful time this morning. We're discussing loads of different bits. One thing that I have kind of clocked with yourself is you've become a bit of a New Music Friday regular.
No, it's good. It's a Spotify and all other like streaming platforms. They've all been very, 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 very helpful, and definitely pushed me a lot with all the playlisting for sure.
Definitely, man. It's been quite an interesting one to see, because it's got to a point now. Me and Juki check the New Music Friday thing every week to kind of go, oh, what can we talk about on the Fresh Friday show every single week? And then it feels like every month we just go, oh, the Bklava's in there. There we go, straight in.
I'm just trying to think. I think that might have actually been when I first saw you, and then it was only afterwards that I realised you were local. So no, it's quite
good. It's definitely
actually
working there.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Like, I mean, with that, would you say that you've, like, in regards to kind of setting up collabs and stuff in the future, would you say it's kind of pushed you quite quickly?
Yeah, I think so. It was a big shock for me because it was only really like the second. Like my first release wasn't like treated in the same way as Marvel's Tunes, because it was obviously the first Part You've Seen of Me, but Got It Good was my second track, and that just like blew up immensely on Spotify, literally because of like playlisting. And from Got It Good and Through the Night and so on, Spotify were then like kind of like got in touch with me because it was doing so well. And I went in to see the guys at Spotify maybe just before lockdown, and they've still been helping me since. So they're really good guys.
Awesome. I mean, that's sick to see. It must be quite fun when you kind of flip into it and kind of go, okay, there's new I don't know, Mabel popping, there's new Doja Cat popping, there's new, I don't know, The Weeknd has a new tune, and you're scrolling through, and then your name's like there amongst it all. Like
that is what makes me laugh sometimes, because I look at the New Music Friday, I'm like, oh, just casually after her.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Like, I mean, Gigi, sorry, you go, Gigi.
So good.
No, I was going to say that's testament to the hard work, and I think it's deserved at this point. I don't think you can say otherwise.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay. I mean, with your kind of like process then, with putting music together, do you kind of have like that sneaky feeling, kind of like appearing now, kind of going, I still want it to get a New Music Friday, I need to kind of make it like these other ones a little bit, or does that not really come into it at all for you?
No, not at all. I think because in New Music Friday, even if you go through everything's so varied. Nothing's really, to me, nothing sounds the same in New Music Friday. So yeah, there's nothing that I wouldn't like go through and think, oh, I need to sound like this. I think what's important for me is just to kind of, even if my style of music changes or I make a song that's a bit different from the last one, I still want all my songs to kind of fit into one. So yeah, I'd love to like make a variety of music, but it all to still sound like it comes from me, and it's, everything that connects my music, I think, is probably my voice, and maybe like the way I write my lyrics, so it's all kind of like connected, which, yeah, that's important to me.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Okay, let's move things forward then, and obviously start kind of looking towards what's been going on very, very recently. Obviously, we've seen you pop up on a couple of live streams during lockdown. How did they go?
Yeah, very well. It was nice. It felt like I was doing like a nice little gig from home. So yeah, it gets me like prepared for going back out into the world again. Yeah.
Like how would you say with those sort of live stream setups though, like how important do you think they're going to be kind of post lockdown? Because obviously everyone's seen a ton of them during this period of time. We've seen everything live streamed, from quizzes to like fitness routines to live mini festivals coming out of people's bedrooms. Like, what would you like? Do you think we're going to still see as much kind of impact on those live streams when lockdown comes to an end?
I think so. I think yeah, it's just like a new avenue to go down, and it's like it's good for people that can't actually go to gigs for various reasons, and there's like a big market there that's never really been explored before. And I think I've seen a lot of artists now, I can't think off the top of my head who, but a lot of artists have been like, raising money for charity, but also been raising money for music venues. So they're kind of just giving that help for them to like stay alive during lockdown. And I think it's good to do it in that way for sure. And like still like if it was to progress, maybe people like can still like charge their audience to kind of get in to actually watch the video and it go towards something. So I think it's quite a positive thing to keep doing, and it's nice. There's quite I don't know, it feels very personal when it's done from home, and it just feels more real. Like, yeah, you kind of just remember that even with someone really big, it makes you remember, oh, they are just a person. They are
just a person. They do have a house. Like, it's,
yeah, exactly.
They have curtains. They have curtains as well.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, I think the introduction of social media and the streaming services has obviously made everyone's reach go global. So with that being said, I don't think, as you mentioned, everyone's going to get the chance to go to live gigs.
Exactly.
I think things like the virtual shows or whatever I can't remember, was it Tory Lanez, one of the American artists, or Canadian, wherever he is, he's actually doing proper live shows where he will charge you to get into the viewing experience. So
yeah,
couple that with the versus stuff as well. I think it's definitely going to be something that now we're accustomed to. We're going to be seeing a lot more of.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely.
No, it's good.
Okay, cool. Right, let's move forward then, because we've only got a couple of minutes left, and I still want to squeeze in one more banger before we do finish up. So, what's the future looking like for yourself? Obviously, post-lockdown or the next kind of few weeks, depending on how things go. What's in the pipeline for yourself?
Well, I've got just more releases, more creative projects, which I'm really looking forward to. There's definitely an EP on the way as well. So yeah, onwards and upwards for me, I think. I'm not nothing stopping at the moment, so it's all positive. Yeah, all good things coming.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and the thing is, as me and Dukey have said a fair few times, to see that kind of level of consistency that's been popping for this year. I mean, primarily this year, the amount of singles we've seen popping, and the amount of times we are seeing you pop up on that New Music Friday chart, and the amount of just general support we're seeing for the tunes. If that's something we're going to be able to see continue throughout 2020 and beyond into 2021, then that's going to be something we're going to really enjoy.
I hope so.
There we go. All right then, cool. Well,
no pressure.
No pressure at all. Just keep hitting New Music Friday with every single release. No pressure at all. Okay, cool. Well, we've got one more tune to play. This one goes by the name of Take Time. So talk me through this one.
All right, yeah, Take Time. I wrote that one again. Not even last year, a couple of years ago. Again, about like a failing relationship. And it was when I was feeling like really confident and ready to get into something new. That's what inspired me. I wrote this one with Jay Hudson, who also did Got It Good as well. We just wanted to make a nice little garagey summary banger. So yeah, Take Time is exactly that, I reckon.
There we go. Perfect tune for this morning then. I mean, I say that, Dukey, you've got the weather report, because I literally have no idea what the weather's like from down here in the cave. So
oh yeah, you're shut out, aren't you? Shut out to the rest of the world.
Literally nothing. Okay, cool. Bklava, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on this morning. I've got to say, it's been really good to talk.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Lovely stuff. One time before we get into this one, what is the best way of people getting at you on social media?
It's at Bklava, Bklava, and that should be on all social media platforms.
There we go. Fabulous stuff. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to look forward to this new run of singles as it appears, and obviously stay in touch. We'll be supporting.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
It's been a pleasure.
Been an absolute pleasure. Right then, don't go anywhere, my friends. We're going to get into this one from Bklava now, and then we're getting into Fresh Fridays with myself and Duke Sky. It's going to be an enjoyable one. Keep it locked. It's Brekky In The Cave.
Why don't we just take time, yeah. Tell me that you're mine, yeah. I promise that you love me, cause I'm worth it. So won't you come a little closer, let's get together. Take time, yeah. I just want you for myself, for you. Call me crazy, I need help, for you. Pick me up, I'm feeling lonely. You're acting like you don't know me. Baby, let's play pretender. Turn the lights off, no one has to know what we do when we're alone. Let's keep it secret. There's no telling where it's gonna go. If my heart is yours, you know, and you can keep it. But you caught me off guard with my hands behind my back. Don't know where I'm going, but I refuse to lose track. Said you wanna take it slow, no harm in that. Why don't we just take time, yeah. Tell me that you're mine, yeah. I promise that you love me. me, cause I'm worth it. So won't you come a little closer, let's get together. Take time, yeah. I just want you for myself, for ya. Call me crazy, I need help, for ya. Pick me up, I'm feeling lonely. You're acting like you don't know me. Baby, let's play pretender. Why don't we just take time, yeah. Tell me that you're mine, yeah. I promise that you love me, cause I'm worth it. So won't you come a little closer, let's get together. Take time, yeah.
There we go, my friends. I'm just trying to reconnect to Juki. We literally disconnected about a second before coming on the line. There he is. Hello, Juki. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. We've had relatively few gremlins touch wood very, very quickly this week. It's been quite clear. So there we go. Really good chat, that one, I've got to say.
Yes. What a great guest, Bklava. Be hearing lots more from her, hopefully, in the booth and in the studio, having more chats with us.
There we go. Right then, it's Fresh Fridays time. Let's switch over. It's Fresh Fridays. There we go. I got my. It's like my new wolf howl. That's what. Okay. Well, I mean,
for yourself.
The listing for this one it's very interesting this week. Some really cool tunes in there. I'm looking forward to this, I've got to say, if we can see on screen right now. So we've got a new one from Jules, featuring Mira May and Deneo. We've got new Crazy Titch. There's new Crazy Titch.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where we are. There's new Ayama. There's new Showerman. Double S and Sticky with Champion on co-production. New Juma and Fork and Knife. There's new Millions. New Brucey and Charlie P. New 9-6 Honcho and Danny Asadi. And the new Gets Banger. What a week we've got. What a week.
Dare I say, an all-star lineup.
It kind of is, isn't it? Like, everyone on there, apart from Crazy Titch, has been on Fresh Fridays before.
Yeah.
And that might be the first time. Well, I don't think it's the first time, but it's the first time I've looked at it and gone, every tune there's good. But yeah, so we're going to kick off with a look at the first tune on this listing, if I can find it. Oh, no, I've lost it. That's not very good of me. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. What am I like? I've literally...
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Why does that sound like it? I was going to say, why does that sound like you've taken it straight out of a... Sounds like you're taking it straight out, yeah, literally like a Bear Grylls like quote book.
Yeah, that's what I got for. That's what I asked for Christmas. Bear Grylls quote book. It gets me through those tough mornings.
Okay, cool. Well, we're getting this one loaded in now. For some reason, I just didn't have it loaded into my system. I don't know why. Bear, I apologise.
You just wanted an extra minute or two of conversation with me. I do understand that, but we've got lots of music to get through,
I know. So. I apologise, people. I do like catching up. I do like catching up with my friends. I apologise. I am guilty of this as a thing. But here we go. Right, let's get into it now. Just loaded it in. There we go. So, Jules featuring Mira May and Deneo. Interesting collaboration. We're going to listen to it first of all and then discuss it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I might move to Miami, beach house after my Grammy. Speak it into existence, continue to mind my business. I don't fuck with no players, don't do heartbreaks or favors. I ain't got no behavior, steady making my paper. I drink it straight for a chaser. I can't bring no dishonor, never still like Winona. Keep it cool like Corona, yeah, good girl come from the nest. I take chance and take risks. You think that this is... Fed up sometimes. Too blessed sometimes. Too blessed sometimes. Too blessed sometimes. Too blessed sometimes. Blessed sometimes.
best, whatever it is I desire. My vibration is higher, even when my soul is on fire. I don't like to complain, but I feel beat up and tired. I never put my feet up and fight it. I face my fears, I'm not hiding. Trust me, man, go hard to the bone like marrow. Man, go sweet like mango. You wanna get beats, let's tango. You're a street, you're a mendo. Don't come here with no scandal. Don't come here with no. Even something broken, trust me. The gal in pre don't me. Yeah. The gal in pre don't me ugly. They wanna get feely and touchy. Smile them weak, then it must be. Came from the ground, but now man's here though. They say that I need my cheers though. Say that I need my flowers, but I'm not gone yet, man's still here though.
There we go, my friends. What a way to kick off Fresh Fridays today. It's the sunshine flavours we're after. Jules, Miramate and Daneo. Juki, how are we feeling about this one?
Yeah, what a way to kick it off, man. This is, without giving too much away, it's one of my favourites from the day. I think it's just a perfect blend. It combines so many things I like. You know, it's got a little guitar riff, it's got little jazzy undertones, great percussion, and I think, yeah, the vocals complement each other well.
Definitely, man. I think this is. I recorded a reaction video to this, but for some reason the file corrupted, and I'm not happy with it, which is annoying because I really like the tune. But yeah, as we hear, it's Jules basically doing what Jules does best, which is just providing a spacey platform for which people. Yeah, the canvas is it like he's done like the border and like the background, and it's like a perfect place for someone like Mira May, who is way more versatile than she first kind of appeared to be. I feel she's really showed her versatility on this, and then Daneo being realistically, it's kind of like a post-funky tune, and Daneo comes in and goes, "Okay, let me show you what I can do."
Yeah, no, completely. And I think Miramay and Daneo as a pair on a track works really well, and it's just one of those that makes sense.
Definitely. It's quite weird how their voices really complement each other, don't they?
Yeah. And I think because it's not sort of like dipping in and out of each other, it's literally like half and half. So I think, you get to experience the best of both, and the instrumental switches up nicely in between. So yeah, it's a nice blend.
There we go. Really, really cool tune. Juki, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll go 4-5 for this one.
Go for the big 4-5. I thought that was coming.
Yo, big 4-5.
There we go. Big 4-5 from Stop. I don't know why they loop. That does my nut in every single time. They loop, and I've told them not to loop, and yet they loop. It's frustrating as ever. But anyway, it does not matter. Let's crack on then. So we've got our first one for the day. We've got some bangers on the way, man. This is I don't know who's going to win. I often have like a bit of an idea of who's going to win, but for this one I really don't. So
there's a lot of contenders.
There's a lot of contenders. So we're going to get into this one next. Crazy Titch's new single Puff Chest. We're going to get into it and then we're going to discuss it, I think.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Marcus and Dean, Casey and Joey, old school Nana and Kojo, punchlines Manly and Jordan Bolo. Wait, 4-5 nothing like solo. You ain't gotta ask me, still smoke green. I backtrack khaki. I could go Lewis or Sparky, Ali or Darky. I'll spin, I don't give a dash who's Charlie. Can't be Jermaine of a Javen. Straight no comment in the station. Lie to the agent, in his face blatant. Like, I don't know Nico and Nathan. I'm more Daffar, Tam, Ben, Aaron. Cross this path, gunshot for a pagan. And I miss Marcus, Paul and Adrian. Light skin, get niggas for your Jacobs. The type you can bring on a glide. Won't say nothing that springs to the mind. Mess with my family tree, I said that already. I'll go lint in the sky. Josh and Jerry, Josh was Aggie. Flashback 9-8, low down batties. Time change, got a man moving scatty. So now, me and X ain't pally. You want for the MC Rudy badder. Let's get straight hair, coolie swagger. How them man try to buy CVs when my one reads I'm Rudy Jacker. Big man still not 40. Tech time big man, you can get 40. Unless one of these things are a 40. Don't know Joy, but I do know Pookie. Them and the hammers, everyone's naughty. Knew what's Chris and the car is a chordy. Who's ever had that concept before me? Or ever had that onset before me? Damn right, I'm an OG. Come through Michael and Mervyn Poby. 8 or a 6-pack, James or a Foley. My one's hit, yours aim at it only.
There we go. Wow. Crazy Titch is back, people. Crazy Titch is back. Juki, how we feeling?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we needed, wasn't it, from him on his full return. I think it's got that traditional grime feel from when he left, but obviously he's brought it up to 2020.
Yeah.
I'm here, 2020 Titch. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man. I think that the interesting thing about this is the fact that he's managed to combine those early sort of classic grime elements, those kind of extended string lines, for instance. They were really common in early sort of, that's in the period he's from, those kind of extended kind of cheeky violin lines. The drums are very kind of choppy, but they're up to date. It just sounds very well updated, I feel. That's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, that's it. It's like when they remaster a classic.
Yeah, that's literally what it feels like.
When they rework those like them old pictures.
Yeah.
From like 1896 or something. And they'll put some colour in it, and you're just like, wow. I think that's more or less what this is, but with grime.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good display from Titch, because obviously this is the first thing I've heard from him since. I don't know if he's dropped something else, but this feels like he's come out going, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm ready. I've been preparing for this for over 10 years or whatever it's been. Like, I think it's a madness of a tune.
Yeah, definitely, and I would like to think that there's more in the tuck as well. So
yeah, definitely. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm going for a 5. I think I'm going to have to go for a 5 on it, purely because for what I want from a Crazy Titch tune, this delivers everything and more. No, have we lost him? Have we lost Juki? Oh no, we've lost him. Let's have a go. Let's have another go. I mean, I'm giving it a 5 regardless, but I want him to understand my reasoning. There we go. Let's give him another ring back, see if we can connect up. There we go.
I could hear what you were saying as well. You said it's what you want from a Crazy Titch tune.
Yeah.
And then I just said, oh no.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Was there anything you were going to say back to it?
No. I concur with all of the above, man. It's exactly what you want.
There we go. We're going to hit it with a 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There we go. Hit it with a big 5. It's a good week so far. A 4, 5, and a 5. Crazy Titch with Puff Chest. I didn't know I was going to give that a 5 before we started, but it's getting a 5. So there we go. Out to the locked in crew, man. Like Shower Man in the chat. How are you doing, my good friend? We've got loads of stuff to get through. We've all got one of yours to get through. I know that's why. I know you're floating around wanting to hear what we've got to say. But let's get into this one next from Ayama. First time we've heard something from her in a hot minute. Her brand new single. I think L Train had something to do with the production side of things as well. I was talking to him this morning about that. So yeah, let's get into this one.
Let's do it.
Why you wondering how I am? Why you always wanna include me in all your plans? Why you wanna be the one to tell me I'm a man? I think it's unnecessary when you hold my hand. Don't you know the reason why I'm here is cause of me? I don't need your money, I stand on my own 2 feet. Boy, you know I'm independent, yeah, and that's a fact. That's the way it's always been, so don't try and change that. No. I could be your princess, I could be your queen. No, it won't work with me. Slipping through my fingers, untied at the seams. No, it won't work. I like to set my boundaries so I know when to stop. So you know where the trials put me on the top. I don't need your must, baby, I'll put up the shelf. Are you feeling threatened, well, go find somebody else. I grew up with a single mother, see her as the king. That's the way I've learned, so I'm sticking to the routine, yeah. Power to the females, we won't miss the details. I can see the way they want me, yeah. I could be your princess, I could be your queen, yeah. No, it won't work with me. Slipping through my fingers, untied at the seams, yeah. No, it won't work with me, yeah.
There we go. New school flavours from Ayama with a track entitled Won't Work. Something a bit different from her. How are we feeling about it, Juki?
Yeah, big fan of this one. It sort of reminds me of do you remember the Pinch and an Easy tune a couple of weeks ago, in the sense that we said it sounded like it's recorded live.
Yeah.
I get similar sort of vibe from this one on that.
Yeah.
It's one that I would absolutely love to hear live as well, with a bit of instrumentation in it.
Definitely.
It's got a real good bounce.
Yeah, I think I was going to say, I think the thing with it that's interesting is the drums are like almost purposefully not like super processed. They sound very, very live.
Yeah, completely. And I think it fits with her vocals as well, very clean.
Very
we already know about the quality of the vocals, but I think she's putting a few little flows together here in the verses, which is nice to hear as well.
Yeah, really cool. I love the fact that she's. I think the thing with Ayama is she's very good at expanding what she does. Like she knows what she wants to do, and she's very good at owning that and adding more to it, I feel.
Yeah, completely. I mean, we've got to shout out L-Train on the production, and yeah, I'm not sure who's responsible for the layering of the vocals as well, but it was well done. I'm always here for a harmonised ad-lib.
Yeah, really, really cool. Okay, cool. Juki, your rating, please.
I am going to go... I'm going to hit this one with a 4.
Gonna hit this one with a 4.
You don't want to say the 4.
Yeah.
There we go. Hit it with a 4. I'm not mad at that as well. I think the only thing that I would like to hear a little bit different with this is I feel that points it got a little bit too live to an extent for me. I would like, as it is a studio recording, I feel there were a few bits that could have been kind of pulled together a little bit more. But that's personal preference for me. Like
I think if that's the stuff she's going for, or they're going for, then yeah, you can't knock it.
Yeah, entirely. Okay, cool. Next up, man like Shower Man. I know he's keen to hear this one. This one going by the name of Amy. We're going to get into this one now. It's Fresh Fridays. Myself and Duke's Guy in the hot seat up until 12, reviewing new music from around the UK and beyond. Do give this stream a share, of course. Throw a like on the video if you're locking in for the first time. Subscribe to the channel as well. It's very important that you do so because we want to continue to grow, as you can see. There you go. Hit that subscribe button and do us a favour. We hit 600 yesterday. We're now on the route to 700. If we can do that in 2 weeks, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yo, listen. Sipping on wine, no Amy. Painting calling me baby. Vision all blurry, man, I'm too wavy. Satin like navy, won't let weigh me. Hey, everybody know that I do this. Proofs in the pudding, I ain't gotta prove it. Doing it bare, sound like nudist. Sipping on wine, no Amy. Painting calling me baby. Vision all blurry, man, I'm too wavy. Satin like navy, won't let weigh me. Hey, everybody know that I do this. Proofs in the pudding, I ain't gotta prove it. Doing it bare, sound like nudist. Rasta habits, confident geese, got a chat to back it, I won't act dramatic. Clap the mag, don't carry no poets, no acrobats. I love all type of girls that attract the maddest. Bringing man beef like a fat kebabbing. Changing the tune like a track from Travis. Had a bad dynamic, I was glad to sack it like used to play not Dan Ginge. Now it's hit things to the rave and all black Tims. Wavy otherworldly like Sims. Am I celebrating life? Am I drowning my sins? Little man cool, let a binge. Stepping in my crep that swings outside by the bins. Next thing you know, some of I'm half Indian fist coming straight for both of your chins. Knocking down doors so they ain't got hinge. Keeping it moving while them man whinge. Man waste all of their money on drip when it could have been a landlord sign like gigs. Sipping on wine, no Amy. Painting calling me baby. Vision all blurry, man, I'm too wavy. Satin like navy, won't let weigh me. Hey, everybody know that I do this. Proofs in the pudding, I ain't gotta prove it. Doing it bare, sound like nudist. Sipping on wine, no Amy. Painting calling me baby. Vision all blurry, man, I'm too wavy. Satin like navy, won't let weigh me. Hey, everybody know that I do this. Proofs in the pudding, I ain't gotta prove it. Doing it bare, sound like nudist. Can't play a man like a CD. But then tell my lungs all wheezy. I was out late night sipping a Bellini. Getting with a Chris Brown ting, no breezy. She be like, chat, how you get so steezy? From the north for the east, so I'm geezy. Don't know a thing about plumbing. Coming, sorting a pipe, then I'm leaving a leaky. I don't know her, but I might make a move. Curls in her hair, perk on her boobs. Forbidden fruit, want a little chew. I love the way she phrasing a view. Cup full of Morgan, cup full of juice. Pouring my heart out, spilling up booze. Messing up sheets, filling up Zeus. Giving it a poking, giving her twos. She can do road, she can do booze. Biffing out alleyway, dinner in suit. I was out late night till about 2. Then we romped all night to the light of the moon. Sipping on wine, no Amy. Painting calling me baby.
Right there, my friends. Out to the guys in the chat. Out to WT4Y each and every time. The regular on this show. Out to Classics UK as well. Showerman, this one. Amy. Very cool tune. Production is sounding crispy. Layout on the tune is sounding nice. I think what I'm loving about Showerman is that he's just getting better every time.
Yeah. No, completely. I think it's sounding more and more put together each time. I think the hook on this one is even more catchy than before. I don't know if he's been working on that or if it's a subconscious thing. But yeah, shouts to him as well. It's fresh from Chow Studios, I believe. So yeah, he's been putting work in.
There we go. I mean, obviously Mr. K on production. I like the instrumental. It's got that almost, it's almost got like an electronic South American feel to it with those sort of blowy kind of pipes that are in there. Those kind of, those sort of noises there. Yes, I just did that. I'm aware I just did that, yes.
That's It's got to get sampled.
Try. I'd love to see someone try out of tune in every single way possible. Let's kind of break the tune down then. I think it's what would you describe this as genre-wise?
Well, it's grime. I think it's definitely grime, but I think I was going to say it's definitely more in that skippier style, and I think that's what Channelman's suited for. He's got a real ear for the type of beat that he will sit well onto, and I think this encapsulates that. Definitely.
I think what I'm liking about Shower and the way he puts stuff together is nothing feels like it's everything feels like very well slotted together, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel like bits have been kind of added on. It just feels like a very well crafted it sounds like it's meant to be there.
Yeah, it's very well structured, and I think he's got a big natural energy, and he's learning to channel it in the right places. So
yeah, I'd
can
agree.
Only be a good thing.
I agree with that. So rating wise, this one. You know what it is? I'm going to go for a 4 on this one. I'm going to hit the 4. I'm going to hit the 4. The only reason... I don't know why they loop. The only reason it's... It's an 8. The only reason I'm not going higher on this one is because I feel even though he is hitting a bit of a melodic tone over the chorus, I feel like I could dip into it at any point and it would be a similar kind of vocal tone. That's the only reason it's not getting any higher for me. Even though he's expressing a lot of different flows, I feel the tonality he's using it's definitely not monotone because there are melodies in there, but I feel like I could dip into the tune at any point and that's a similar tone be there, you know, and I think that's something that literally comes with time, and I think that's the type of tune it is as well. It's not meant to be a super orchestral compositional piece. This is literally a sing-along tune. It's a sing-along tune more than anything else, which is that's it more than anything else. But there we go.
Yeah, and I think you can do the different tones he does, like the voices and stuff, and I think that can be incorporated well into it. But as you say, this one was it's a different type of vibe, so no, he's constructed it well. Definitely, I agree with that. Okay, cool. Next up on the list then, an interesting one. Now this is down on its official ID3 as Double S and Sticky with Day One, but I do know for a fact that Champion is the co-producer on this, and I believe this is Champion feature. Yeah, this is Champion's first time I think releasing with a major, so a good thing for him. Jeez, yeah, shout Champion every time. There we go. So let's get into this one. Out to everyone in the chat right about now. Throw a like on the video if you're locking in at all. Come on, I can see how many of you are locked in. I can see how many likes there are. So do us a favour and throw a like on it. Yeah. No ifs, but maybes, I'm in this daily. You're my day one.
Yeah, she been fooling. I can tell by the way that she been cooling. And all the exes, they been boring. So knock, I'm the one she adoring. Look, she just want reassuring. While I'm on the road getting cash money all in. It's a different ring when the money cooling. And if you double the hustle, it's bringing back more in. I'm trying to live more life. Grind through the day and wave all night. She be looking with the hazel eyes. I got notes and she my lover, the Mabel type. Her friends ask what she see in me. She just give him air like the B&B. I run this double S, I'm DMC. The type of brother that will pull up in the AMG. Yeah, I'm so bad. Really been A1. And I treat my gal like my clothes. Cause I only get the one-away ones. So please don't compare me to them, man. Name ain't Ginger, but call me the bread man. If my gal on the vibe, then we're taking a flight. How high I tell her method and red man. Feeling my energy, she already red man. My sort of vibe's nothing like the next man. It's big double, big D, a big deal. But she already knew when she met man. More time double, I be doing the most. I'm like K8 anytime I'm raising the toast. Come from city to city, from town to town, from lamp post to lamp post, we run the road. Yeah, I'm so bad.
Right then, my friends, we're back inside the building. It's Brekky In The Cave. It's Fresh Fridays. Myself and Duke Sky in the hot seat reviewing the latest bangers from around the UK. This one, Double S and Sticky, Day One with Champion on co-production. Sunshine flavours.
Yeah, it's an all-star lineup as well. On this particular track, I think this is for the ones that know. I think this is exactly the type of thing that you want to hear. Like these three getting together. It's only going to be a banger at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what it is.
I mean, realistically, I mean, what I'm loving is the fact that Double S is very much back at it. Now, obviously, for me, obviously, going back into sort of earlier days of grime when Double S and Marvel were a thing, I used to love Double S. From Day is in my top 10 grime tunes of all time.
Yeah, I was going to say that one in particular. But no, he was a huge part of us growing up, and coming into that genre, he was one of the mainstays of that time. So yeah, it's good to hear him back in his element.
Really good to hear him back, and I think obviously with the assistance of Sticky on the instrumental side of this as well, coupled with Champion's co-production, I think it makes for a banger.
Yeah, and I think it walks that line between like an authentic banger and like one that's going to sit well on radio playlists and all the rest of it really well. So
yeah, I agree. I really, really agree. That perfect middle ground, that pocket of authenticity and pop appeal.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Okay, right then, your rating.
My rating, I'm gonna go 4. I think 4 is fair for that one.
I definitely think 4 is fair.
You don't want to see the 4.
I think just overall as a tune, it just screams 4 at me. You know what I mean? It screams a 4 out front. I think the production levels on it are brilliant. I think I think Double S's verse is what you want from this type of tune. And I think Champion does bits, and Champion and Sticky do bits on the production side of things. So there we go. Right, next one on our list. We're switching up the flavours, going into something a little bit more drum and bassy, as Bruce C links up with Charlie P. So we've got bassline primarily and reggae primarily going over a D&B tune together. I mean, we've heard a lot of D&B vocals from Bruce C recently, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so let's get into this one. It's going by the name of Cardio. Out to the people locked in the chat right about now.
I was going to say, do you think they did that on purpose? Bruce C, Charlie P, Cardio.
Cardio. Is that like a kind of middle school Cardi B? It's Cardio.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. A relative of a different blood type.
I'm gonna get into this one before I start laughing too much.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You know, see the man like Bruce and the man like Charlie P are passing through now. Yeah. Now you this. Yo. Grab a buckle, bust it off. Y'all follow we like some puppy dog. Step in at the dance and we lock it off. Shake it up, pop it off. My DJ, turn up the audio. Yeah, you know it's me like Mario. Hip hip hooray. Skip gym today when you step in at the rave. Pure bass and cardio.
I'm a drum and bass MC, just like Shabba and Skibber. Roll to the rave with my ganja and liquor. Big up Charlie P, he's a bad man singer. Gal wanting the D, Mike Galavantin or salmon and quinoa, salad and pita. Stamina slicker, I'll lap a man quicker. No need for the gym, we got the bass and the cardio. Tell a man roll to my class and get slimmer. Baseline fatter, deal with the matter. Man like the Nike Supreme and the patter. Brain from Kim and the beat from Natasha. Filling up her belly like she eat from a platter. Rhythm get shatter, Nottingham breader. Looking for the money, where's the cheese and where's the cheddar? Inside the rave where the people come together. Drums and the bass, let the music last forever.
Yo, grab a buckle, bust it up. Y'all follow we like some puppy dog. Step in at the dance and we lock it off. Shake it up, pop it off. My DJ, turn up the audio. Yeah, you know it's me like Mario. Hip hip hooray. Skip gym today when you step in at the rave. Pure bass and cardio. Hey, we a go work ya like a gym instructor. What? Gally move your waist, gally move your bumper. Charlie P and Bruce C, they are in your area. Bassline make you move and exercise. Pass me my weed, Hennessy and grinder. Them three together, I go bring me higher. What? Shell down the dance, me on the vibe supplier. Me I'm right to the top when you check the flyer. Yo, first me boss a skank, them boss the shamps. Life's good, got money in me piggy bank. What? think you are the done, then bring it on. Say, when me sing me song, the gal sing along. Real reggae artists like D Brown and Yellow Man. Don't ready tell a man, no make me shell a man. Never once in my life me go and bread a man. Like Brucey, when you see me say Mega Man. Yo, grab a buckle, bust it up.
Super smooth flavours from Charlie P and Brucey on this one, Cardio. I do know they've actually got a cardio class with a professional cardio. What do you call someone who does cardio? Is it a personal trainer? No, I don't know. Cardiologist.
No, you don't.
Someone who works on cardio with you, I'm pretty sure is not a cardiologist.
No, that's probably, yeah. No,
yeah.
Don't worry.
But yeah, they've got a class up in Nottingham on Sunday morning, so go check out Brucey's Instagram. You can see more about that. They're actually doing like a gym course based on this tune, which is quite cool. Something a little bit different. I mean,
it into the real world. I like that.
I've got to put respect on Brucey's name here, bro. He knows how to put a banger together, and he knows how to put a banging collaboration together.
Yeah, fully. I was just thinking that while we were listening, actually. His list of features, even over the past, 18 months, he's got P-Money, D-Double, Charlie P. He's not holding back.
No, and the thing is, he links up with good producers every time as well. Like he's got a very good way of staying very relevant to what's happening now without pandering. It's genius to an extent.
Yeah, no, fully, man. I think it is, and that's in all aspects of both his brand and the Crud brand. I think there's a real clear organisation level there that, just leads to success.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can talk about Brucey's verse on this. I mean, Brucey does what Brucey does best. He hosts it. He keeps it quite simple with what he's saying, but he cuts through cleanly. And then Charlie P, the smoothest, one of the smoothest vocalists that I've heard in forever. Just in general, one of the smoothest vocalists. How good is he on this?
Yeah, fully. I mean, I'm not expertly familiar with his discography, but I've not heard him on drums before.
Yeah.
D&B, and that halftime flow is something to behold, man. I could listen to that for a while.
Definitely. There's just something about it, isn't there? There's a smoothness to it. It almost sounds like it's auto-tuned, but not auto-tuned.
Yeah, as you say, just the relaxed cadence as well. I think everything about it is just, it's easy on the ears.
Definitely. So, whose rating is this? Is this mine?
This one, you.
I'm going to hit it with the 4-5.
Yo, big 4-5.
I like the instrumental. I think the instrumental does exactly what it needs to do. I think Brucey's verse, again, it's just prime Brucey, but it's Charlie P's verse that pushes it up for me. I think that level of smoothness just riding throughout the tune, like you're almost like you're looking forward to Charlie P kind of going, taking nothing away from Brew either, but you're looking forward to hearing Charlie P just going, Basida. You're like, yeah, whatever. You're like looking forward to it. Like,
that one's gonna go off.
Yeah,
in a live show.
I'll tell you what, I can imagine seeing that on like a boat party at Outlook or something like that. Like that just is what it screams summer festival sing along tune. And I think really well done. So next on our listing for the day, coming from Juma and Fork and Knife. This one we've had Fork and Knife on the show. It was good to chat to him on a Friday as well, actually.
It was a good chat.
It was a good chat. He's linked up with Juma. This one out now via Cocobolo Sound. It dropped today. There is a premiere of the MP8 remix up on 3000.co.uk as well. We thought we'd put the original one in to get into it, but yeah, really cool link up between Juma and Fork and Knife. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
That's a WT4Y. I love it when you're in the chat, bro.
The new flow, head top spinning, shut down the show. Pepper on the beat, season the set. When I add a little heat, reel up the deck. Yeah, Lord of dance. Skank out soon as the music starts. Stepping on shoes in my Timberland boots. I be kicking and bruising, I'm moving past. They be like, oi, Drummond's on a mad one again. Done bare damage on a rampage again. Unique, no, it ain't like none of them. Truth be, I don't even like none of them. I got my OGs and my day ones and my cousins. Nothing but love for my brothers. Fork and knife on the buttons. Drummer got bars in abundance. Extra, giving out more than a lot. Shit hot, man, I'm pulling out all of the stops. Expert, guess who's calling the shots? I'm a boss, I'm the one who put the ball on the spot. Then I kick it right out of the park like have it. Who's on what, who's really about it? I'm out here causing a racket. Chat shit like I done all of the packet. And that's why they call it a banger. Talk game with a gulliest grammar. I got the blueprint, I got the pattern. I leave a soundboy dead when I pattern it. And that's why they call it a banger. Talk game with a gulliest grammar. Got the blueprint, got the pattern. I leave a soundboy dead when I pattern it. Pattern it, pattern it, pattern it. Yeah, pattern it, pattern it. I leave a soundboy dead when I pattern it. Yeah, pattern it, pattern it, pattern it, pattern it. Yeah, pattern it, pattern it, pattern it.
Back inside the building, nothing but solid UK flavours this morning. I am really enjoying the show today. This has been one of my favourite Fresh Fridays we've done. Juma and Fork and Knife on this one.
It's a very UK-centric Fresh Friday as well, isn't it?
Not even in the fact, because most of the time most people are UK artists, but they're all UK sounds this time around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the genres and sounds, as you say. Yeah,
definitely.
That's good.
Really good.
Homegrown.
Very homegrown. Right then, Juma and Fork and Knife. How are we feeling about this one?
Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's exactly what you want from them. Not heard much Juno, to be fair, but no, absolutely love it. Vibing to it.
Definitely.
Got lost in the rhythm, so that's always a good thing.
That is always a good thing. I think Fork and Knife does the business on the production side of things, and I think Juma really provides I want to say a classic garage vocal. You know, it's not like a super like structured verse. It's very kind of skippy. It's very kind of hosty, and he finds the pockets within the gaps in the instrumental. And I think it works really, really well.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got a nice subtlety to it as well. It's not like an overbearing vocal, so no.
There we go.
To both of them then.
I agree. So, rating. I believe this one is yours.
This one, me, I'm going to stick with a 4, I think.
Go with 4?
You don't want to say the 4.
Yeah.
There we go. Hit the 4. Out to Flowdown, providing us with those exclusive clips that no one else has in the world. Never heard before. Next up, we are jumping into an artist who is undoubtedly one of the most rapidly rising UK artists right about now. Man like Millions with Billions. Billions with Millions. Millions with Billions. Tune's called Billions. The artist is Millions. I need to get that right. That's dreadful for me. I got more sleep than normal last night as well. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe in a few years he'll change his name to Billions.
2 billions, and then what comes after? Is it trillions after billions?
Trillions.
Yeah, trillions, and then gazillions, which isn't a word.
Gazillions, yeah. It is a word.
Is it? Is it an actual measurement?
Yeah.
No.
Google it, bro.
I will be. He plays in goal for Spurs, doesn't he?
Yeah, Paolo Gazillion. Yeah, I think it does actually.
Right, let's crack on with this one then. Really interesting, produced by BK. Something a little bit different. Still got that drilly energy, but something very different indeed. Let's get into it.
Right, BK, Right, BK,
Yo, everyone cutting man start every day, new youth with a millions flow. Switched it up, put my dark skin on the M-way, had my lighty bringing in smoke. This girl wanna see millions, no, whoa, you best get my brothers involved. Make my first meal by 2021 and I'll change my name to Billions, bro. Billions, bro. Billions, bro. Interview room with this legal aid and they're really trying to ask what happened. No comment. First of all, fill this tables box if you saw listening to where man's chatting. Can't perform, but the girls went bagging. Airing my gal, no, she's at home, I've been up for so long that I ain't even knackered. Switched up the spot fish, trying to clock patterns. Can't believe what my soldier's telling me, lost a G-pack, how does that make sense? Told him best to trace his steps unless you really want to get paid in pence. Now I'm more than a baller down like when man you sold David Becks. Straight half at 6s when man's established, but right now it's just 3 for 20s. I don't shot ganja, but I'll chip in for the growing equipment. I hope the drivers don't get bagged in Haiti, going back to JA with a new shipment. My gal said tech time, there's too much friction. Drinking all night, girl blame the addiction. Locked off college, didn't get no distinction. Now I got your main bitch, you on subscriptions. Everyone cutting man start every day, new youth with a millions flow. Switched it up, put my dark skin on the M-way, had my lighty bringing in smoke. This girl wanna see millions, no, whoa, you best get my brothers involved. Make my first meal by 2021 and I'll change my name to Billions, bro. Everyone cutting man start every day, new youth with a millions flow. Switched it up, put my dark skin on the M-way, had my lighty bringing in smoke. This girl wanna see millions, no, whoa, you best get my brothers involved. Make my first meal by 2021, and I'll change my name to Billions, bro. Bro said it's not on him, but still got him down, he's so indecisive. In my new spot, sales ain't local, so I'm on Snapchat scouting drivers. I can see a young apprentice typing, is he really on job or just inquiring? By the week, that's the usual prices, give them $650 if they do all-nighters. And I just fucked my high school crush, so they rate me back then, so I did it for the cause. I told bro, put the tune on pause, is it just me or is there a knock at the door? Gone police only feds with balls, straight up until bad man get on the floor. And football dripping Rizzler's road to the phone, don't stop shake like Lindsay's jaw. What's the dynamics, that man wants static? Why not still make 2 youths swim like diving and synchronise the quads? I don't serve them big issue addicts. Try sit on the camera all day, then try bring pennies to fix their habits. Cats get punched up from main road dramatics, so trying to flag man down in broad day traffic. Chet ask me then everything ain't green, it's the last time gonna do traders insurance. Been chasing this youth for a minute, don't smoke, so I'm really gonna test his endurance. Bro, bring the heat when performing, just to make sure it's a comfy performance. As long as the cat's still scoring, I promise the Xander won't ever get boring. Everyone cutting man start every day.
Right then, Sounds of Millions on this one with Billions. What an... I think this is a banger, bro. I can't get away from it. I think this is a stone cold summer banger. What are you saying?
Yeah, for me, I think it's one of the it's on the drill side that I will actually be listening to like fairly frequently, because I think for me it's got something that sets it apart, whether it be the sample or the way he plays about, or chucks in a little fun ad lib every now and again. I think it's it sets itself apart from the crowd at the moment, and I think drill, much the same as grounded to outsiders, can sound pretty similar. So I think in order to differentiate yourself and stand out, you got to look at something like what this guy's doing.
Definitely, man. I think there's a few elements to it. Obviously, on the instrumental side of things, BK has done a madness. I really like that little vocal line in there. Very reminiscent of almost like even that P Money Jezebel tune, like early bashy stuff. That kind of use of like not even R&G style, but that use of an extended vocal in the in the instrumental structure works really nicely. And I think Millions' flow as well on this is just so. We were saying, how does he not run out of breath? We're assuming there's punch-ins, but it just sounds so smooth in the way he puts it across.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm very intrigued to see how he handles performing it.
Oh,
I'm assuming there was.
Oh, I think we've lost Jinky. We'll see if he comes back.
Punch-ins, because that flow is non-stop.
You know what? I'm going to ring him back. I'm going to ring him back. Oh, we've got the breaknicals this morning. How's everyone locked in, by the way? Thank you for sticking with us. There we go.
I don't know what's going on this morning.
I don't know. I think there must be like a fly in the cable or something. Who knows?
It's a gremlin convention going on.
Yeah. Sorry, you were talking about flows.
Yeah, I can't remember. What did you hear up to?
We were talking. We just up to. I just said punch-ins.
Yeah. So, I think it's the salvo. Like the flows don't stop. It's just line after line. So I'm assuming there's various punch-ins. So I'm just intrigued to see how it performs it live.
Definitely.
That's all. Just from a vocalist perspective.
Yeah. I agree. And you know what? For this one, I'm going to make it difficult because I can see the two tunes we've got left. Again. It's going to have to happen, friend. It's going to have to happen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's getting a 5 from me, purely because I can't hear anyone else doing this right now. It's original and it bangs. I think there's a risk with being original, especially in that drill market. It's very easy to alienate yourself. But whatever this guy does, I feel people love it. And it's not because they love it because of who he is. They love it because it's genuinely good every single time.
Yeah, I think the closest... I mean, I'm not familiar with the ins and outs of this scene at all, but sounded kind of like heady on certain flows that he touched on, but I think he's just got those added elements that sets him apart from, as I say, the rest of the drill crowd. So,
definitely, yeah. I'd agree 100%. So we've got 2 more tunes to play. We're speeding through these this morning. This next one coming from 96 Honcho and Asadi, going by the name of Gangster, UK, Brighton-based people, obviously. 96 Honcho, really cool, really cool to get into. So we're going to get into this one now, and we'll be back in just a second.
Cheers.
Can't keep me running, I've been chasing all these bands up for the longest. Can't keep on fronting, I've been sleeping with the demons if I'm honest. All these thoughts up in my head, keep it to myself, I'll be suppressed until I'm dead. Cause I'm a real gangsta, ain't nobody gave a fuck if we was born with bad luck. All these days up all alone, stuck in looking at my phone. Everything I seem to see has got me feeling paranoid. Don't know who to really trust, don't know who will really help. Thankful that I never to the deal, can't get me shelved. But I'm up now. I put in work and go a lot now. I got a lot. All this money stacking up, can't even spend it at a shop. Keep me running, I've been chasing all these bands up for the longest.
There we go, sounds of 96 Honcho and Asadi on this one. Gangster, very interesting tune, very different in the way it's been put together. Interesting melodic structure, instrumental is a slap, no getting away from that. How are we feeling about this one, my friend?
Yeah, the instrumental is a slap, and that's not the first time he said that about 96 Honcho, so shouts to him and his ear for a banger as well. But no, I think it's along the same vein as the last one in terms of doing a familiar sound but putting your own style and twist on it that sets it apart from the rest. I think 96 Honcho does that very, very well. He's very unique with his style. He's got sort of different melodic elements, but like different kind of melodic elements than we're used to hearing.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think he's I think that the interesting thing with him as well is I think he's very involved with the production process and that side of things. If I'm honest, from conversations I've had with him, I seem to remember him being very, very involved. But overall, I think his ear for an unusual melody that sits well, I think is very special. Yeah,
and I think that's a popular trend now. I think it's just experimenting with flows, and you're going to see a lot more of this. So it's good to see how one of the pioneers from our views is carrying it through, carrying the torch.
Definitely, man. And of course, representing for Brighton. So there we go.
Yeah, shouts to him.
Let's crack on then. I'm going to go with a.
You don't want to see the 4.
I'm going to go with a 4 on this one. I'm going to let it run twice. I don't know why I do that. I'm going to go with a 4. I think it warrants a 4. Only reason it isn't higher is because I think there are 1 or 2 bits in that which just don't quite sit properly with my ears, but most of it bangs, and that's the thing. I don't want to disregard the whole tune because there's a couple of things in it that I'm not happy with, but overall I think a 4 is the best rating for that one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There we go. So we've got one more tune to play. Now this is a tune that I've reacted to. It's a tune that sent the internet into a bit of a craze on I think it was Monday night when the video for it dropped. Gets JK, Moonchild, Sonali, Mozambique. Have you heard this one?
Yeah. Course, mate.
Yeah, of course I've heard it.
You Gets. Come on.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into this one now, and then we're going to discuss it afterwards, and then things are going to get a little bit interesting, I think.
Yeah, let's turn it up.
Yo, what's wrong with these niggas? Man can't tell me about these streets. Man never grew up near no damn beach. Man's got shooters from Mozambique. Shoot off Mozambique. So you lot roll in peace. But if you got something to say, do not hold in please. They say death comes in twat, so I do not roll in freeze. Are you lot dying to piss? Cause you look like you're holding peas. Pull up, stolen Jeep. Put up, phone the police. Push up your boat and bleed. I heard they cook up the coke and leave. Man's going in there now. I'm just up the road indeed. I swear I search everywhere like I'm looking for phone and keys. Knife in the whip, coke and breeze. Wish your girl never saw that. Poor Candice. 4-man deep, one felt froggy, they saw man leap. Run told on the young crow that week. All that week, all that's weak. Hole in your brain, you ain't got a thought that deep. Man think I'm missing a drop. What? I caught that clean.
I don't know, bro, I don't know. Speak the streets, bro. Only way, dog. Cops don't know. Pay the streets, dope. Sell some real green dope. Sell some real green dope. Make some real mean dope. Make some real mean dope. I don't know, bro. real mean dough. Make some real mean dough.
What's wrong with these man? Can't tell me about 28 gram. Grew up on Korean rice, not ham. Man, I got shooters from Pakistan. Shoot off after you fam. Rooftop like Taliban. So let me give you lots of advice and stop stunting like Jackie Chan. Yeah, they say you are what you eat, and I still ain't been Hakkasan. And that's them who started the beef. I ain't slid round yet, that's a plan. Roll up, stolen McGann. Whole lot of smoke for your gang. Folding notes in my hand, yeah, I told him phone me up when it lands. Yeah, this beef's cold, be cut from Japan. Hold up a clutch from my hand. You can put me in a World Cup final, and I'll throw headbutts like Zidane. No ifs, buts, I'm the man. Toolbox load in the van. Fam, all of this bullshit just cause he owed him a grand. Come true 20 man deep. Silence can't hear any man speak. Nightmares can't get any more sleep. Forget those who got buried last week. I keep things sweet. On my table I'll let every man eat. And I wish I had a girl who would let a man cheat.
I don't know, bro, I don't know. Speak the streets, bro. Only way, dog, cops don't know. Pay the streets, dough. Sell some real green dope. Sell some real green dope. Make some real mean dough. Make some real mean dough. I don't know, bro, I don't know. Speak the streets, bro. Only way, dog, cops don't know. Pay the streets, dough. Sell some real green dope. Sell some real green dope. Make some real mean dough. Make some real mean dough. You I'm in Birmingham. Mina, I'm from South Africa. Hey, Mandela. Lomfana ufuna ivisa ngiqala ikaka. Anaxesha lamasimba wodwa. Ndizomshiye phansi. Kakade nalancanca iyasindwa yodwa. Iballs zinzima.
Stared in the face of death. Man, them told me I'm stupid. So many years of ref. Only been shot by Cupid. Can't tell me about cuff, cuff, queff. Only air them things in music. Ran in, take a wrong left. Victim of a shooting. What can they tell me about chef? Like I ain't made food at a human. Like man ain't looked at my grill. And I ain't had to barbecue them. What can they tell me about crack? Ask Danny and Susan. What can they tell me about chat like I weren't trapped in this foolish illusion? There's never had no heavy. My man still got 20. They never found no body. They don't know where she buried. Bad words from the UK. We don't drive no Chevys. Can't call a foreigner unless it's a Rari like Balotelli.
What? What? We're live on Cubcam TV. It's Brekky In The Cave. Fresh Fridays. I'm not going to speak on it, Juki. You go.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've let a tune run that length before.
No.
Run for that long. And I think that speaks volumes to it. I think, wow, what an absolute banger. I think from all aspects, from the production to the features to obviously the main man himself. Yeah, go on, give me some thoughts.
I honestly think this might be... I think this is tune of the year so far quite easily, if I'm honest with you.
Mad.
I think this might be a top 3 Gets tune ever. With just it's blown me. You can see how I'm lost for words. Every time I listen to it in full, it blows me away again. I think JK's verse is probably my favourite JK verse I've heard. I think Moonchild Sonali's verse on it as well is such an interesting way of breaking it up in the way it's put together. I think Rude Kid's production is on a different planet with this one. The way it progresses, those little vocal lines in there, the West Coast synth that pops up at the end, the fact that he incorporates the top 3 selected riff in there as well, with the reversed strings. I just think everything about it is and that's before we even talk about Gets being as good as Gets is. Like I think it's outstanding.
Completely, yeah. There's not much more I can say after that. Yeah, I echo everything that you've just mentioned. It's my first time hearing Moonchild Sonali, and what an interesting character she is. I'm going to do my due diligence in terms of looking up her background, because just musically and everything, she seems like a very interesting artist, and sits perfectly on this. I think when on one of the last hooks where the beat sort of drops out and then comes back in with her on the hook, that's just a real moment.
It proper catches. I mean, it's your rating, so
it's my rating. I think with all this one, I think I'm going to go with a 3.5. I love how you just knew straight up. I thought I would have caught you off guard a little bit. Maybe I should have told it, but I should have said 4. But no, of course, this one's getting a 5 full marks. How can it go any other way?
There we go. Straight up 5 business on this one. One of my favourite tunes of the year. So, we've got 3 5s. I mean, I know which one of them I want to pick. Considering we've got a tune from Millions, we've got a tune from Crazy Titch, and we've got a tune from Gets. If you were to pick one of them to get rid of, what would it be?
I mean, we can go through all this if you want, but I mean,
it's going to be Gets is going to win. Let's be real. Like this, I feel that
Titch as well. Honourable mention, because that was on any other week that probably would have claimed a throne.
Yeah, I agree. I think Titch's tune would have won any other week. But I just feel this Gets tune. I think this is a special tune. I really, really do. I think this is going to be up there with.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I can't think of a tune off the top of my head from Gets which stands out individually as much as this one. Then he's had bangers over the years. Remember, he's had like top quality tunes. But I mean, if we're talking about a single tune, his work tends to come in like album format more than anything else. It'll be like a body of work.
Bodies of work
that you kind of look at and go, wow. But I feel this tune might be one of his strongest standout singles ever.
Yeah, I think it's the experimentation aspect of this one which makes it stand out so much more than your average Gets tune. Not that there has ever been an average Gets tune.
Yeah.
I think it's just the incorporation of such an unfamiliar sound to what his audience is used to and making that work. Obviously, I think we know what him and Rude Kid can do, but I think on a basis just judging them on their previous work, they've even outdone themselves on this. So yeah, I think everything's come together. It's one of those where you just bottle lightning, and that's the end product.
Definitely, man. I mean, I think that the interesting thing about this is as well that Moonchild Sonali's hook is the glue. Like that, it's the glue, and I think it's to a point where there's points where you almost forget that JK's on it, despite the fact that JK's verse is solid. It's a fantastic verse from JK. Again, very punchline heavy from JK as well.
Yeah, and I think because it's slowed down, this one, so I think it gives you an opportunity to sort of hit those punches a bit better. And yeah, again, it just works. Gets obviously knows what he's doing in the feature department by now, so
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much blown away off the top of my head. So there we go.
Should we give it a 6?
If we had a 6, I would give this tune a 6. Whatever the top amount is, I would be giving it to this tune. That's the wholehearted truth. Absolutely love this one from Gets.
You need to hold off on that best Gets tune ever though, because we'll come back to you at the beginning of next year and we'll see.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt at some point Gets will probably outdo this, but I think for an impactful single, it's probably in the top 3.
Yeah. No. I'm saying we got to live with it for a bit, but it doesn't seem like one of those that's not going to age well. I think it's going to do just fine.
Literally, I can't get over the fact that they put the top 3 selected riff in and you don't notice it until about a minute of it playing. I think it's and just to talk on it as well, the subtlety of that from Rude Kid, the fact that he does that, you hear that instrument, that melody playing at first, and the instrument slowly changes. I don't know if you pick up on it, but it starts off as a different instrument and it warps slowly but surely into those very similar sounding top 3 selected. I don't know if they're reverse strings or they're reversed horns. The instrument changes from what it sounds like at the beginning, so you get slowly introduced to that line. I think it's honestly a work of genius. So there we go.
I think you've got 3 categories. You got beat makers, you got producers, and you got scientists. And Rude Kid, I think, definitely falls into the latter of those categories.
Definitely. Hit makers, baby. Right then, that's it for today. We've got a winner. We've had a fantastic show. Out to Bklava joining us earlier on. It was a very enjoyable one. So yeah, out to everyone who has been locked in. It's been very, very fun.
It's been a good one, man.
What are you saying for the rest of the day?
Yeah, we're going to get out on the streets, do some cycling in this nice warm weather, and just enjoy the Friday, man.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear, man. That is what we like to hear. Yeah, should be good.
Football on today, so which we just living. How about yourself?
I'm going to go and check out Sangsa. They've got a 60% off deal today, so I'm going to probably bop down there and grab some grub at some point. They're open from 12. They open in 1 minute, so there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now. Yeah, we're back in. We're back in. Just before we finish up. So, guys, as I've said before,
I was going to say just. No, go on.
No, I think we've got a little bit of delay going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to bring you back for the final minute of the show. There we go. Gremlins!
They can't even let us say goodbye. Jeez, man. What the fuck?
So what we're going to do is we're going to finish up here. We're going to run through some of the things. Of course, hit subscribe on the channel. It's been really fun to talk to you today. If you have enjoyed the show, hit subscribe, throw a like on the video, all of that good stuff. Dukey, make sure you follow him up on @DukeSky on all socials.
Duke Skywalks.
Duke Skywalks. Why do I always get it wrong?
How have you got it right for a year and a half, and then over the past 2 weeks you've just messed it up?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. If something's like overwritten it in my memory.
I was going to say, they say that you've only got a finite amount of space in the brain. Maybe someone's just pushed that one out.
Yeah, well, I've just forgotten walks.
Get it back in.
I've forgotten walks at the end of the word. It's an absolute
walks has gone walkabout.
And you can follow me on @KXV on all social media platforms as well. There's a new @Cub on all platforms. I've got the app. Yeah. Also, of course, you can check out the show via the podcast on Spotify and Apple Music as well. In regards to that, also SoundCloud, we take out all the audio, so we just pretty much break everything down. And of course, a shout out to our sponsors before we finish up. Sharpen Digital, run by a couple of very good friends of mine. They basically help you out with social media. So if you want a campaign, they are the alternative to hiring social media managers, and they will do bits for you. The official sponsor of Brekky In The Cave. It's been Fresh Fridays. We are out. Enjoy your weekend, people. Enjoy everything you've got going on. Dukey, it's been a pleasure as always.
As always.
And we shall speak soon.
Yeah, same time next week, baby.
Bliss.